So I started doing something I've been needing to do for a while, and I just finally had the time to work on it. So I wanted to bring you along. I started doing it already this morning, and then I decided I better stop and grab my camera because I hadn't made a video in a while of the compost. And this here's down in our food forest that I started this spring, more or less, late winter, early spring, where I dug up the blueberries and brought them down. If you didn't see that video, it'll be linked below. Actually, it'll be in this. There's a playlist on that, which this will be in it, but it'll be linked down below. So if you want to see more on how I got it started, go ahead and look it up. I did a fair bit to it since you've seen it last, but I'm going to go right now. I'm going through and cutting a lot of the weeds out with a rice knife. This I got from Perma Pastures Farms website. If I remember, I'll put a link for it below as well. For them below, they make the bone sauce that I've used in comfrey that I planted, and a rice knife that I use. I use this pretty regular. So anyhow, I'm going to get started. I'm going to set you up and show you what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. So if you remember, I just planted this stuff, and I put wood chips around the plants that I planted, like the blueberries and blackberries and that kind of thing, but I didn't put it everywhere else. So what I've been doing is when I mow, a lot of times I'll bag it up and just throw them in here, but there's a lot of stuff that's coming up through that I need to put wood chips down, and I've got enough wood chips to do, so I'll just take my rice knife and just cut this stuff down. I mean, I could use a string trimmer, but this here I can put it where I want it and cut what I want, not what I don't want to. So you already there, I'm going to chop it out. It'll come back. But for the most part, I'm just cutting this stuff pretty close to the ground level. And laying it back down. So what this will do is it'll break down and feed the soil. More or less composting in place. This does work pretty slick. I've done this many times in different places, but this soil down here in a year or two is going to be pretty freaking nice. It's going to be definitely some of the best soil on the farm for sure. And what I'll do then, like the dandelions, I'll just pull them out, roots and all, but I'll just throw it back down. What I'll end up doing is laying down some contractor's paper over top a lot of these areas and put wood chips down. Some sticks in here from where I pruned the blueberries back after I planted them, but they're fine. I'm not going to get rid of them. They'll break down in here too. But all this organic matter that I'm chopping and dropping is feeding the soil life. Just gotta watch, because I did plant some plants in here that I don't want to get rid of. Like here's some mint around this blueberry. That I don't want to cut down, I want to keep it. These goldenrods, I ain't worried too much about them. They'll find their way back anyhow. And I can break these up a little bit, chop them up a little bit more, whatever I'm not concerned. They'll break down these cardboard and wood chips. So. You got a watch right here is a walking onion. I almost cut it, but I could smell it. I wasn't sure where it was, but I knew I planted a fair many of them in here. If you're doing this kind of work, you probably should be careful because there's probably snakes and who knows what else in here crawling around. Personally, I ain't too concerned about it. Probably should be, but I'm not. If they don't bother me, I won't bother them. The only kind of snakes I bother with that could kill me. Then I'll take care of them. Most snakes around here aren't poisonous. There are some species of poisonous snakes. They claim. I've never seen one. Just trying to keep away from cutting my onions off. It's a pretty decent sized patch right here. I don't want to kill them. So I'm sure they'd probably find their way back up, but I planted a lot in here. A couple of, I don't know, 3 or 4, probably 3 years ago now, I guess. There ain't a whole lot here anymore. I think I've covered them up with wood chips and grass clippings and everything else. Weeds overtaking them. I want to try to take care of them a little better. I've got a pretty big patch of them up above where the asparagus is up above. Almost got all cut down. You already all here. I knew I had some other stuff in here. There's me a strawberry mint. I could smell it too. I think I planted other stuff. I can't find it, but we'll see. The strawberry mint makes some delicious tea. And this stuff here actually looks great. There's one right there. One right here. You found the comfrey growing right there. I planted some comfrey roots in here, but I didn't know. I knew a couple of them came up like the one right there, but I didn't realize this one was here till just now. So that's a good thing. I believe that's about all I'm going to cut back for now. Tomato plant, I forgot I put a couple of them in here, but they're growing and looking good. There's another tomato plant. Can't remember how many I put out, but maybe just them two. They seem to be looking good though. I'm gonna plant some more vegetables in here as well once I get it cleaned up. But right there looks pretty dang good. So I'll show you the aftermath of this weed fest of a mess. There's a nice comfrey plant growing. Blackberry, raspberry growing right beside my blueberry, which the blueberries are doing great for being transplanted this spring. Strawberry mint, some thyme, more strawberry mint. That blackberry there doesn't look like it made the transplant. This here's a peach tree looking pretty decent. Another raspberry beside a blueberry. It's doing pretty good actually. More thyme. Another herb. That blackberry there is starting to come back. Strawberry mint right beside of a tomato plant. And down here's a chocolate mint. It's a chocolate mint. This stuff here, I don't know that we've ever made tea out of it before, but there's some oregano. There's another strawberry mint. There's a lupine. It doesn't look like it did real well. This here's a cat mint is what this is. I've planted one of these on either end of this area. And we have horseradish coming on. Need to cut that back some, and some comfrey growing everywhere, which is good. So now I just need to put some construction contractor's paper down and wood chips in a lot of the areas, even down here where the old original area was. Comfrey, I cut a lot of this comfrey back and fed it around my trees there last week or week before, and it's starting to come back pretty good. So now I just need to get some wood chips and put down. So it's been a few hours since I was cutting down the weeds with my rice knife, and then I mowed the grass and bagged it up, and then I stuck a bunch of over the worst parts of the weed areas. I put grass clippings down